Good evening, children of Midgard. Lost Viking here with another midnight gameplay. Tonight we're going to be looking at Sunless Sea with the Zubmariner update. Sunless Sea is described as a survival exploration role-playing video game, and it does have some roguelike elements. It's developed by Failbetter Games and was released in 2015. The game takes place in Failbetter's browser adventure game Fallen London, in which the Victorian-era London has been moved beneath the Earth's surface to the edge of the Unterzee, a vast underground ocean. In 2016, the Zubmariner DLC was released, which allows the players to explore beneath the surface of the sea with your submarine. The sequel Sunless Skies was also released in 2016. I think we'll probably have a look at that game another evening. So let's go and have a look at it right now. Start ourselves a new game. That's something that we don't want to encounter. Pretty H.P. Lovecraft feeling to it. Okay, making a captain. 3 decades ago, in the reign of Victoria, London was stolen by bats. Now it lies a mile beneath the surface. It was dreadfully inconvenient for everyone, but it opened a vast black ocean to you. Welcome to the Unterzee. Choose your past, decide who you were and what you want to be. Let's do that. You're now lodged in a room above the blind helmsman. Now you're a captain, now you belong to the undersea. But who were you before? You can be a street urchin. Your urchin gang cast you out when you grew too tall. You took to sea rather than graduate to larger crimes. That last big score was enough to buy a ship. This will give you bonus to fails, the skill of subtlety and evasion. You can be a poet, educated and articulate. You seek sensation at sea. How lucky you had a legacy to spend. Your long-vanished father had a rich patron, it seems. This will give you bonus to pages, the skill of trickery and knowledge. The veteran of campaign of 68. You fought in the invasion of hell. London's armies lost. You survived. Your loot and your pension have brought you a command. This will give you bonus to iron, the skill of causing direct damage. You can be an ordained priest. You fell from grace. There's nothing left ashore for you. Anonymous benefactors found this way out for you. Perhaps at sea you can overcome your appetites. This will give you a bonus to hearts, a skill of healing and morale. You can be a natural philosopher. Your peculiar theories on time, blood and starlight brought you down to the neath, the cavern where London lies. And now they take you out to sea. This will give you a bonus to mirrors, a skill of deception and perception. Let's start with the easy one of increasing direct damage. You fought in the invasion of hell. This will give you bonus. Okay. Stern and exacting. They will not trifle with you. You promise a job to your acquaintances, the shady cook. He'll do until you find someone less disgusting. Talk to him to find out why he went to sea. You were a wary soldier. Now you're a sea captain. Your stranger quality has gone. Welcome to the world. Gain 20 echoes, new total of 70. Gain 25 iron, new total of 50. Increases the damage that attacks do. Echoes are the currency of the bazaar and thus the currency of London. You now have one shady cook. He can render supplies edible, if not palatable. Someone in London requires your services. So, choose an ambition. What does winning mean to you? Your father was lost at sea. You have never knew him, but you've often dreamt of him. Find and return his remains to London for a decent burial. Immortality, eternal life sounds like something you'd enjoy. And it's said that the presbyter, the ruler of the elder continent, has lived forever. That's one of the Zubmariner updates. Fulfillment. Gather 100 tales, learn all you can of the sea, write masterpieces, and retire. Wealth. You know how it is to be poor. Now you want a mansion, servants, fine clothes, a family perhaps. Private kingdom. Establish a colony where you are absolute ruler. A utopia, perhaps. Perhaps. You can't choose this now, but find an opportunity to switch to it in a game later. You need Impossible 1. This choice is not available. It will be someday. So, what shall we choose? Let's go for a stock standard. Wealth. The Undersea is full of riches, death and darkness too, but it's worth the gamble. To win, gather a substantial retirement fund, upgrade your lodgings to a mansion, and retire. Your objective ambition quality is now retire to a life of luxury. Captain, an irregularity with the Harbourmaster office. They wish to know what term of address to refer to you. Sure, so determine what people will call you captain, but your captain's gender is up to you. It can be madam, sir, citizen, my lord, my lady. Captain will do perfectly well ashore as well as at sea, thank you. Last piece of advice, explore. Take chances. This captain will probably die. The sea is hungry, but each captain passes on lessons to the next. Let's pick someone captain-y. That looks like it. We are the Lost Viking. Let's get ourselves a better name than that. I feel like we're a Charles. We'll be Charles. So, we have a tutorial. That's a Submariner tutorial. We don't have a Submariner yet. We have advice for captains. The much lamented Demu found a watery grave long ago. Probably your end will be no better. If you read this book of invaluable advice, your chances will improve. Captains often die. This is not the end. When you die, you learn lessons which will help you survive the next time. Beware, the layout of the Undersea changes with each new captain. But home waters are stable and islands will only move so far. Exploration is the heart of the game. Risk brings rewards. Stay close to the land is safe, but eventually you'll run out of fuel and supplies. Exploring and playing port stories will allow you to find secrets and echoes. Unforgiving mode is how the game is meant to be played. One autosave updates whenever you reach port and wiped on death. If you're getting frustrated or want a more leisurely exploration, you can switch to merciful mode. Your prow lamp dispels darkness, reduces terror, increases, allows you to find Z marks. Your engines, of course, drive the ship forward into the night. Use your Z-bat to scout. Technically, it's a chiropteroscope. But we're among friends here. Chiropteroscope. When your enemy is in the arc of your guns, you'll see the firing solution. The glow around the firing button increases. When it's complete, let them have it. You can fire early if you like, but may miss. Larger ships may have access to different gun slots. When you put into port, you can generally explore and exhaust the story options until your next visit. Terror increases gradually over time while you're out at sea, away from land. Watch the skull. When you see orange or red pips, terror will bump up if you spend much longer in a frightening place. Many events will increase it too. We'll add new stories to the game from time to time. You can download them from the main menu. You're a veteran captain and require no more advice. Very well then. So, someone in the docks wants to board your ship. Let's see. Agree to carry the gnomic gallivant to the Cumean Canal or the Iron and Misery Funging Station, or both. History is a horse. We will pick it up with spurs. He cries to no one in particular. A drop of blood may be as precious as a ruby. Puffs out his chest. Ruby studs gleam in the lamplight. I knew London had enterprising souls left in it. I am seeking truths, Captain, which I am told I may find in the Iron and Misery Funging Station and the Cumean Canal. Ideally, I'd learn both, but I could settle for one, for at Port Cecil there will be a contest, and we will change the world with a game of chess. The king will fall. Okay, well, we need to find the Cumian Canal and the Iron and Misery Cove Funging Station. Blemmingans stop Splinter Crate, clicking and whistling as the captains as they come near. Let's visit the Admiral. They'll pay for information from sea captains. Find out what and how. Admiralty's picket fleets and intelligence networks are long gone. The survey office pays sea captains a small sum for recent information. Visit and investigate ports to gain port reports and trade them in here. First time you trade in a port report, you'll gain Admiralty favors. Ask if there's anything particular they need. Speak to your agent there and return. We'll see what you're awarded. Visit the port below and return to London. You can check the details journal any time. Retrieve strategic information from Gator's Morn in the Coursiers Forest, somewhere not far from home waters. Okay, well. We'll read the morning papers. The Khanate is threatening war. They always are. London's colonies on the Cornelian coast want independence. They always do. And to see the paper's report has undergone another alteration. Not yet, it hasn't. You'd know. Oh, a promotional coupon from Mrs. Plenty's Provisioners for half a cask of salt herring. You could use that. You have some recent news and an extra supply. Let's look at the shops. We have 10 fuel. We have 6 supplies. Click the launch button to leave port. WSAD keys to move. Tap W twice to reach max speed. Tap S to slow down or reverse, and use the A and D keys to steer. We are at max speed. Oh, and the music kicks in. That's quite beautiful. Hunters Keep discovered. Oh, I see it. Let's go have a look at what Hunters Keep has to provide. We have to dock all the way on the other side by the looks of it. Click on the message to mark the location on your chart. Hunters Keep, a hump of rocks swathed in mist like 100 other undersea islands. But here's a grand house, windows aglow, lawns, possibly green and lush in the false starlight. Raked gravel paths, you stand on the dock as the sea nudges the ship's sides. Unexpectedly warm breeze carries the faintest trace of lavender. We can walk in the gardens, present ourselves at the house, connoisseur the island. Let's go to the house. A maid with smouldering topaz eyes shows you into the parlour where 3 young women wait. A visitor, the youngest cries. The next youngest chuckles, the eldest sighs. Do excuse the indecorum, she says. Visitors are rare. You are very welcome. I am Cynthia. The noisy one is Phoebe. Cheerful one is Lucy. You're on good time for lunch. Will you join us? You become acquainted with the sisters of Hunters Keep. The glassy chop of dark water, the iron clatter of feet at the hatchway. Luncheon with Sister Cynthia. Luncheon with Sister Lucy. Luncheon with Sister Phoebe. Well, let's choose Cynthia first. Occasionally dramatic. Cynthia grasps your arms and whispers to you. Her eyes are wide and blue, her hair is wild and tangled. Bats might nest in it. It seems to you that you're sitting on a hillside above a wide blue lake, listening to a story of a murder, an axe, a net, blood on scented water. Another chop? Cynthia asks. You've barely touched your food. Here, I'll have the maid wrap something up for you. Can't be hungry. It's not safe to be hungry. You now have one wary terror, the fear of the wide black sea and the things beyond. You can reduce this with shore leave, especially in London. You now have one tale of terror. Recall it, then light a candle. Light another. That's all you can get here. An extra supply. Lost 32 hunger. Iron remains the same. You now have guards of the sea salt's attention. It's watching you, if it even exists. You reconnoiter the island. Ships rarely come here, nothing changes, even the weather. The house is heart of the isle. The house and the sisters, but the Admiralty may be happy to know that nothing's changed at least. Now I have one port report. Okay. Assuming that's where we are. There are no islands within the sea bat's range. Oh, you've encountered an opponent. The red alert shows the range of your deck guns. Keep the enemy in range while your crew works out a firing solution. This will happen faster if you keep the enemy in your prow light. Deck gun will be highlighted as your crew make progress towards the firing solution. Press space or close the tutorial to continue. Pirates. You. We'll just follow you, I think. She's a vile old vessel, and these seas aren't safe. Take what you can and move on. These pinnaces don't sail far from the hidden harbours, but there's something at the back of the hold. Finished opening a cache of curiosities. Some sort of barrel. Tap the bung carefully. A firkin of honey. This is what they call prisoner's honey, wrung by the lamplighter's bee from the exile's rose. I wonder who made up all these names, remarks able seaman Carget. Someone who's read a sight too many books, I'm thinking. Did I have 1 times firkin of prisoner's honey? Okay. There we go. Dust echoes, even a sepia tint to the air. These are the waters around the tomb colonies. We have tomb colonies. A row of watchful Z-bats hang from a cable. Vendor blight. Okay. Discovered vendor blight. It's a horseman's snag. It's better. Still have 7 fuel, 7 food, so we're doing okay. Tomb colony of vendor blights. On the deck you hear the sound that 1,000 bandaged dead makes as they shuffle and cough. Something like the world's most restless concert audience, or the world's most plague-ridden cathedral. Can't do that, can't do that. Can explore vendor bites. Sea Captain, the first creator gives audiences. The first creator is responsible for the preservation of the tomb colonies. He has been here much longer than London. All the old tomb colonies, but even tomb colonists dissolve in the end. Its time is close. Gather gossip. Was plotting what in the tomb colonies? Along the coast of the Unterzee, it is remarkably hard to die. The decrepit and nearly dead who leave London become tomb colonists and settle here in banished peace. They don't give up their ties to home or their politics. You gather a haul of complex clues enough to keep your contacts in London interested. Port report, useful. Here they favour candlelight over gaslight. The shadows are swag like cobwebs. Tomb colonists stand still enough to be mistaken for sculptures until they laugh or cough. One building in 3 seems abandoned. In a wide space behind the hollow temple, you happen across a step platform of sorts. 4 statues guarded, marked with glyphs all but lost to time and idle vandalism. They look a little like the glyphs that decorate the Echo Bazaar in London, though. The heart of the platform is a long, filled well shaft too. Poke about briefly, but something in the place makes you uneasy. Frost moth the size of a farmer's hand flutters down to perch on the well's edge. Another. A third. You retreat. Gain a terror and a fragment. We have recent news. Tomb colonists. Mushroom wine. Fuel and food. I think we're fine for fuel and food. It doesn't seem to go down too fast. Let's go out. What do we have out this direction? Nothing. This map is empty with nothing around. Oh, that looks dark and foreboding. Khan's Abyss. Send a Z-Bat out. Oh dear. Get anything from him? Little leathery corpses lie scattered across your deck. The rest of the swarm vanishes into the nethery dark. Gather up the corpses as succulent with stone and blood into the pot. Dispose of the corpses. Their mere touch leaves you shuddering. My terror doesn't seem too bad. It's quite low. So let's take the food. These little bones are troublesome and the flesh is a little gamey, but salt them well enough and they're quite edible. One extra supply and some extra terror. Why not? What do we have out here? It suffered 5 damage, so I'm sitting at 70. Distant bells. Ooh, that looks dangerous. Let's hide ourselves. I don't think he can see us. We can just sneak right past. Here the wilder air mingles with the airs of the near reaches. Demer's Gate, named for navigator lost above. How did his bones come below? Within the Seabat's range. Where is it? Well, something's attacking me. Just keep running. Oh, we sunk. Slip beneath the waves. Perhaps you'll be remembered in song. Oh, you can provide an air which we don't have. first captain has died. Don't worry, these things happen. Explore boldly with your next captain. Choose a legacy to preserve something for your next captain. I have absolutely nothing. In memoriam, died December 4th, 1887. Sleep. Upgrade your lodgings, purchase the will. So all these things you can do. Hold the ladyship. You were Charles's rival, retained 50% of their iron value and one weapon. You were their pupil, retained their mirror value and half their money. Retain half of their veils and half of their money. Retain half their hearts value and one officer. Retain half their pages value and their charts. Deck gun Mark II. Well, let's keep the money. Mirrors was perception, so let's take that. Lifeberg's cannon, non-nomad. Okay, let's go with street urchin. Your friend, another Longshank, knows a little of gunnery, only a little, but she can help. Talk to her to find out why she went to sea. Still hunting for wealth, I would say. I want to be citizen. Term of address popular among those of egalitarian sentiment. Perhaps you're some sort of rabble-rousing enthusiast, huh? Yeah, that looks scrappy enough. I'm gonna go with an Adam. I'm feeling like we're an Adam. That's new. The Labyrinth of Tigers is open under the patronage of the London Zoological Society to cautious visitors for educational purposes. Here you may see the devil apes of far Mandalay, the thing in the mirror, the Cantagastor's children, the Gargantium cave snake, the inhabitants of wolves, the hybrid fiend. MB, the management recommends that you arrange your exit well before closing time. So, you can provide a rare creature or purchase a live specimen, if you got enough. Got another passenger. Someone in the docks wants to board your ship. She visits Wolfstack every day in sea-stained rags, begging for passage. No captain or looker in the eye. She embraces you. I'd kiss you, citizen, but my beloved is prone to jealousy. We are parted, but the ancient captains at Venderblight will know where she is. Venderblight, I at least know where that is. Let's get the Admiralty's office, if there's anything in particular. Retrieve information from Gator's Morn in the Coursiers Forest, somewhere not far from home waters. Okay. I think we can go. We know that Venderblight should be an easy trip. So let's go straight up there. We can speak to them. Alright, Captain. What do you want me to shoot at now? I'll swap you. Spend a secret will improve your iron, but no higher than 50. Ask her what she wants from life. It's like the flit at sea, right? No one to tell you what to say or do, and no one to kick you downstairs, just 'cause you got a little bit tall. I'll be faithful, officer. You put me ashore at the Shadow, and I won't forget you. Con Shadow is east, the Carnet proper, and the central, east-central Unterzee. Okay, so that's north, south, east, west, all the way to the right. And what is that? Something underwater there. Low barnet. Music of the sea kicks in as you start going anywhere. Music in the game is stunning. Dust echoes, even sepia tints the air. Lights, just some distance to the north. We know exactly where it is. Discovered vendor lights. You've gained a secret. Speak to your officers to improve your abilities. Something awaits you in port. So much stuff going on. 8 out of 10 crew. Find ancient captains to speak to the unsettled salvager. Shouldn't be too hard. What else have they got to do around here but molder? An assortment of decrepit sea captains gathers around her. Compelled by tradition, honor, or boredom, she picks her nails and closes her eyes when at last she speaks. I want to find Lady Black. The captains that can run do. The rest shuffle away as swiftly as they're able. Only one remains behind. How long were you down there? He asks. 20 minutes, she replies. Captain puts his hand on her shoulder. Seek the house of the keel in Polythrene, he says. But if you can forget her do, it's possible. He embraces her and departs. An uneventful afternoon. You wander the echoing streets alone. From time to time, the sensation of being watched comes upon you. But each time when you halt, you hear no other footsteps. Nothing eventful, only eerie. When you return to the quayside, someone has left an odd, bulky box for you. There is no bill of lading. The name of your ship is attached to it. I have one Soothe and Cooper long box. On first sight, it looks like a tomb columnist coffin. Close examination carries stenciling, reading Soothe and Cooper. Handwritten tag, delivery to Deeper A Station 3. Along the coast of the Undersea, it is remarkably hard to die. We've got that one before. We have a port report. Let's go more down this time. Pause, toggle lights, see. Her ship available if your hull's 50% or better. For power to engines. There's a little crab. I think we can take on a little crab. Oh. 2 damage. And we can take on little crabs. With forlorn and wailing cry, the megalops turns on its back. Legs neatly folded, has bluish blood gouts from its wounds. Its golden glow begins to dim. You can use your pages. Quality gives you 75% chance of success, or you get supplies. We got 7, so let's try a challenge. It's not dead. Hold it aboard and set to work with your knife and acids, and it flops unexpectedly into life. Sailors rush to your aid, guns and boarding pikes. By the time they're finished, you're unharmed. There's not much left of the beast. Tip it reluctantly into the sea. Try again, you may have better luck. We've got to find ourselves another little crab. Allows us to seem to be running faster. Full power. air trembles. Breath of change passes. No, we're running. Oh, it lost me. That works. Dubious maelstrom. Beware, your engines will occasionally explode. Okay, so full power sort of eats fuel and you can blow up with it. So it's something we should not use as much as I was. What does our Z-Bat tell us we have? Luminescent beasts like eyeless dolphins play in your wake. Pigmote Island. To the west. Where's that side? We're going east now. We're going to keep going east. See how far we go and what we can run into. Fed the crew. Here the slate black sea is like ripple glass spiked with light from the roof. What are you? Lightship. Its clear bright beam warns the way. Speak to the crew. They long for news from home. Purchase fuel. They have little spare, but it's twice the usual price. Oh, it's very expensive. Let's keep sailing. We're running out of food and fuel. That isn't a very well-planned expedition, this. But you don't learn anything if you don't explore in this game, so that I believe is the point. Sound of dripping. Really feel like you're in an underwater sea cave. Absolutely stunning. Oh, we can avoid those bats. We're halfway across. Discovered Regal Complex. Khan's Glory, some distance to the southeast. The principles of coral, the corpse rainbow glow from beneath the waves, echoes the false stars above. Salt Steps is the domain of the new Khanate, whose ancestors came here long before London fell. We're looking for something shadow, if I remember correctly. You're low on fuel. Buy more fuel before we run out, or you'll be stranded in the dark. Well, we're running towards the end of this video, so let's run out of fuel. Let's run out of food. Let's see where it takes us. Let's run out of... your crew will begin to starve. You can buy more in certain ports. We've entered a fog bank. Our gunners struggle to see our foes. Full power. The way your engines will occasionally explode. Nope, maybe we'll just run. Keep running. You don't know where we are. There's another one. If you ever need an extra turn of speed, clicking the full power icon will add another barrel of fuel to the engine. This occasionally can be hazardous. Well, I don't have another barrel to add. Watch for fungal pads in the Sea of Lilies. There is a prison here, guarded by not oracles. Fuel reserves are empty. Oh, we're on the last. Floating strand of web caresses your face. The air hints at spiders. That's horrifying. We're about to run out of fuel. Now we enter the colonies. There's wild and glorious scent. It keeps jumping. Scent in the air, kind of light. Why do sailors fear this place? Fed the crew, a sailor is praying. And we're out of fuel. Now we just float in the darkness. Oh, now terror goes up fast. We're out of fuel. I love how you float randomly. Hey, we went quite far. Bay Mustache is going to kill us. Oh, we missed. Oh, we got 9 hit points left. And we slip beneath the waves. Quite an interesting game, this. And one that you can slowly build up, bit by bit. Get your character stronger, more capable, as you discover more areas and what everything is. But either, for now, we're done for the night. Everyone can enjoy the rest of your evening. So this Lost Viking, the ending of our midnight gameplay. Everyone sail safe into the night.